Yo, what's going on, friends? We're going to take a look at the new chapter today, currently on the public test build. And we're going to start by looking at this cute little guy, huh? Yeah, this guy right here. The Singularity. It's pretty cute looking, right? We're going to load into a game. We're going to look at his power. We're going to look at his perks. We're going to look at all that. So let's add some bots. And there we go. Let's go. Now, this killer's power is really unique. He can run around the map and attach biopods to vertical surfaces. He can shoot them out like a gun, and then he can look through them as if they were like a camera, and he can lock on and tag survivors. And then he inflicts them with a temporal slipstream. If he's able to lock onto a slipstream survivor for long enough, either through his camera or through his character himself, he can actually teleport behind them. And then he unlocks what is called an overclock mode. So for a short period of time, basically pallets can't stun him, he destroys them faster, he vaults faster, and he's basically a Sherman tank. It's kind of frightening. He gains control of his character model pretty quick after teleporting. The way survivors are able to fight back against his power are by using these crates that spawn around the map. Now you can speed up the production. I know this looks kind of sus, but bear with me, okay? You can speed up the production of these EMP devices, and then you can run around the map. It has like a one-time use. You're basically creating an EMP dome, and when it's fully charged, you can let go, and it'll disable all camera biopods in the dome, and it'll permanently get rid of any slipstreams on any of the survivors currently in the dome. Now, these EMP devices, I think, are kind of strong. They're constantly being produced as the game goes on, and I think maybe they're produced too quickly. That might be one thing that, Behavior looks at to kind of nerf. Now we can take a quick look at all the Singularity's perks. His first one is Genetic Limits. Around you, the limits of human life become readily apparent. When a survivor finishes a healing action, they suffer the exhausted status effect for 32 seconds. This is kind of insane. It's one of the first anti-exhaustion perks that's actually kind of good. It's very simple to use. Second perk is Forced Hesitation. And basically, whenever a survivor is put into the dying state, any survivor within 16 meters suffers from the hindered status effect. This is actually insane. It's 15% movement speed reduction, and it lasts for 10 seconds. It has a 40-second cooldown, but this is actually kind of nuts. A lot of people think that this perk is, going to be used in builds where people are worried about flashlight squads or sabo squads, and honestly, it might kind of deter them a little bit. And his last perk is Machine Learning. After performing a damage generator action, this perk then activates, and when it's active, the next generator you damage will be compromised until it's completed. That generator is then highlighted in yellow, and whenever a compromised generator is completed, you become undetectable, and you gain haste of 7% for 30 seconds. If you damage a generator while another generator is compromised, the new one then becomes compromised. Kind of interesting, little niche. You might see this on some Gen Kick builds, maybe with like Trail of Torment or something. I guess we'll see. And here's your survivor, Gabriel Soma. Let's look at his perks. His first teachable is Troubleshooter, and when you're getting chased by the killer, the perk activates. You get to see the aura of the generator that has the most progress on it, and you also get to see the aura of the killer for 6 seconds after dropping a pallet. The effect lasts for 10 seconds after being in chase, and then it deactivates. Kind of a neat perk, because it might deter you from staying away from generators that are almost done. And then obviously aura reading is pretty decent. Dropping pallets, you're going to be doing that quite a few times a game most likely. His second teachable, and I love this perk. I've been using this on the PTB all day. It's great. It's might honestly get nerfed, I'm not sure. But basically made for this, activates when you're injured, assuming you're not exhausted. You run 3% faster. Base. You just run 3% faster. And after you finish a healing action on another survivor, you gain the endurance status effect for 10 seconds. Now, currently, this perk does work with For the People, so you can be full health, use For the People on somebody, exchange a health state, and then actually gain the endurance status effect from it. I don't know if it's really supposed to work like that, but I guess it does. This perk is insane. It's going to combo with so many things like Hope and Blood Pact and Boondark Theory. Make it one more time. Expect to see an outcry on Twitter to get this perk nerfed. I can already see it. As well as this other perk, Scavenger. That's his last teachable. This perk is basically for toolboxes. When you're holding an empty toolbox, the perk activates. Succeeding a great skill check while repairing a gen gains you tokens. When you reach the maximum tokens, you lose them all, and your toolbox automatically gets recharged to full. So basically, you get 2 toolboxes. You hit some great skill checks, etc. and then it's disabled for the remainder of the trial after recharging a toolbox. Now, the second effect is kind of neat because it grants you the ability to rummage through an open chest once per trial to get a guaranteed basic toolbox. A lot of people are thinking this perk is way too strong because it just gives you 2 free toolboxes. And toolboxes have been like one of the most broken things in DBD for a long time. I don't even think it's that strong because like most people don't honestly use toolboxes. They used to be able to, like, you could grab a Commodious and put charges on it, and you could use it for the entirety of a gen, but now it's gone in like 10 seconds. And here's a look at the Singularities Mori, which I find absolutely fantastic. It's one of the first Moris in the game that actually has some gore to it at the end, you'll see.
Die. Fast. Please. It is over.
Very beautiful. As for the map that's coming with this chapter, Koba Landing, it kind of like looks sort of alien-esque, otherworldly, beautiful, but it is quite small and it is cluttered. There is a lot of stuff, especially for like this killer's power. I feel there's just too much in the way. Almost any other map would probably be much more open and easy to actually use his power, his cameras, his teleports, lock on to survivors, etc. I think this map is going to be horrid for most killers, especially projectile killers, and it does feel a little bit small. Might be nice for like survivors trying to immerse, I don't know. But that about sums it up. This is the new chapter currently out on the PTB. Should be here in roughly 3 weeks. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. If there are any perks you're excited for the killer, for the survivor, let me know. Peace out.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong.